flying around earlier. We've got a couple of familiar faces. We'll see Michael, I think, in seat 7, is it? He's just definitely been in the mix. A couple of very aggressive plays, playing a lot of hands. As you can see here, Jack Deuce off suit, going to be good enough for an over limp under the gun +1.
Why not?
Not sure strategically it's going to be too sound.
We're going to go 6 ways to the flop, and there's a set straight out the front door
Wow.
for Romeo.
Romeo flops a set. Is he going to get much action? Yeah, Alex has got top pair.
Michael leads out with
Michael leads
Jack
out with
Deuce.
Jack Deuce. Wow, this is what we call a leak.
Guys, if you are new to poker, this is not something you want to be adding into your strategy. It can work maybe once in a blue moon, but from what I've seen in a 6-way pot on a Queen Jack 5 spade spade.
Doesn't even have the deuce of spades for the running spade.
Backup. Irish and Spain, that's exactly right. 32 red tomorrow. We'll be giving out details for that free roll tomorrow. We've given away 11k so far this week.
And Romeo's got himself a lovely spot because Michael has led. Alex has decided that his hand is way better than Michael's leading range, which is a correct observation actually, and he does get to thin out the field a little bit by just going for the click as opposed to calling. That means that he might give other players the chance to get a decent price, and he actually sort of dictates the way that the hand is being played now. If he was watching the previous stream, and I'm sure he was a very astute and shrewd poker player, he would have seen some of Michael's pre-flop leads, post-flop leads, and he's made a very correct assumption.
And obviously Alex was mixing in with Demonov yesterday, wasn't he? Lost that huge pot with a set of 3s. So
he managed to come third, having flipped a little set against a straight that shouldn't have been there, in his opinion. This room is in followers only mode. Yeah, please do get on the follower hype. My mum's 11, thanks very much for joining. 2 Pomas as well in the building. That free roll is starting around about now. I need to get my table open and I will be joining you in the mix. My username, guys, is FoldUPunk.
Let him do whatever he wants.
Tournament starting shortly. And thanks very much. Donate me shit for the good vibes. You guys funny, nice stream I followed today. Nice, very nice legends. Much love. Cheers, cheers, cheers. Thanks very much for your positivity there. So Romeo's going to call with the set. Pretty action-heavy board. He probably wants to keep Michael in the pot, and Michael duly obliges by chucking in the extra 50 euros. And we're going to see a 9 on the turn, which is a good card for Alex because he was pretty much stone dead on the flop versus the bottom set, but he terms himself an open-ender to go along with his top pair. Wow. He might be a little bit suspicious as the cold call from Romeo versus a check raise after one person has led into 5 players and another person has raised has to be super strong here. So Romeo is never really going to have a weak hand when he makes this call, but Alex believes that he can follow it up with another bet on the turn. 200 euros is going to be the sizing, and Romeo, having slow played the flop, now has a bit of a dodgy situation where
dicey board.
Well, yeah, he could be up against King 10, he could be up against 10-8, I guess, but he's not. He needs to realise that, well, he's not loving his spot because Michael's check raised with 3 players behind, and Romeo duly obliges by calling. I think that's pretty standard after you just called the flop.
Australia Ripper saying Romeo got to raise it up, man, and
on the flop I believe I think that you should have gone to about 275, 325, something along that region would have been nice to see, but Alex is going to check the river, and Romeo now knows that he's got the best hand as all of the flush draws bricked, and he can extract some value from Queen X. Maybe even Alex checks a hand like Queen Jack on the river to try and trap a flush draw bluff.
That's actually a really interesting point they make there, that there are a lot of draws that did miss. There are a lot of like 10-9s, King 9s, obviously King 10 does get there, but there are a lot of flush draws that do miss as well.
Yeah, hands that they can turn into a pure bluff.
Alex obviously doesn't block any of the flush draws. He doesn't have a spade and doesn't have the 10 of spades, so which makes it
the front door flush draw,
the most obvious one.
Well, the most important blockers to have, and he unblocks them. So he may be thinking now, I don't really like the sizing from Romeo, it's too value heavy. Are you really going to bet the sizing with the bluff on the river? Probably not. You really want to bet bigger with his bluffs, so he might be a little bit unbalanced in this spot if he is only betting 350 with fives, and then probably 500 with if he is going to bluff.
More likely than not, I wouldn't be surprised if Alex did actually look him up there. Obviously, with this much money in the middle, he's getting what, over 3-1 on a call.
Yeah, and importantly, he does block from that straight as well.
Yeah, so he might be thinking with the blockers, with no spade in his hand, the way that Romeo has played the hand so far.
A little bit too much of a value sizing from Romeo.
Yeah.
I think Alex is going to be shrewd enough to get away from it.
And obviously with the limped pot pre as well, maybe thinking, does he have any ace queens in his range? Any king queens? Obviously does have queen jack in his range sometimes, but
he's got to think how strong is the call on the flop once he's raised with facing a bet, right? So Michael has bet into 5 players. Alex has then raised, and Romeo comes along. Is he going to do that with? Yes, he is going to have some of his obviously premium flush draws, like a king 10, a king 9, etc. But most of the time he's going to fold like the king 10s that don't have a flush draw, maybe king 10 of diamonds that he blocks actually. So unlikely to be up against too much apart from a really premium flush draw or a set of 5s or 2 pair.
Sure, Repper, he has Alex by the kahunas though.
Absolutely, yeah.
It does. Has the absolute nizzles, but like you said, such a value bet. Maybe Alex will pick up that. It screams call me. But yeah, let's see. He's in the tank here, guys. He's in the tank. And he does make the laydown. Really good laydown there.
Solid
by
stuff
Alex.
from Alex there, man.
Especially with, obviously, he has the blockers in his hand, no spade. That makes it even harder to get away from that. But he does make the correct fold. Off to a bit of a rough start, but when you can make folds like that and you can continue that
saving a lot of money on the population.
Exactly, you're going to save yourself a lot of money.